So in this example, they want us to sketch a reciprocal function. So they're going to describe it, and then we're going to draw it. So sketch a graph of the reciprocal function. So right away, when I know it's a reciprocal function, I can think, okay, what does that look like? It's kind of like this and like this, right? Well, okay, kind of like that. Anyway, we can get some points. But we want to shift it 2 units to the left and up 3 units. The asymptotes will also shift. So I'm going to go ahead and draw the asymptotes in orange. So I'm going to take the asymptote that was at the y-axis, the vertical asymptote, and I'm going to move it 2 units to the left. So now I'm going to have a vertical asymptote right there. Okay? So that's the vertical asymptote. And then I've got to shift the horizontal asymptote up 3 units. So it used to be the x-axis. Now it's going to come up here at 3. Okay? So those are the asymptotes. And they're going to ask us for those asymptotes eventually. And then we have to graph the points. I'll try to do a better job drawing the graph here. So you put in 1, oops, well, you have to think about where those points are. Okay, graph paper's kind of small, but it's looking something like that. Do your best. Try to make it, as best you can. Okay, so that's what the graph looks like. We've sketched it, as best we could. So that's what it wanted us to do. Notice that once I shifted the asymptotes, I could use those to graph the actual curve. It's kind of like you're picking up the whole graph and doing this horizontal shift and this vertical shift. And so those points, they didn't stretch or compress or anything, so they're still, the same shape. Okay. I don't know if they have the equation written anywhere. It doesn't ask us to, but the equation for this line, let's call this g of x, or this function I should say, g of x, it's going to be 1 over x plus 2, because that's going to be the shift 2 units left, and then you'll have a plus 3 out here. So that's going to say shift left 2, and this says shift up 3. So I wanted to show you what it looks like as a function. They don't actually ask that question, but there's the equation. Or at least that's one way you can write the equation. Okay, what they ask us though is to identify the horizontal and vertical asymptotes. Okay, so vertical asymptote, that's going to be x equals -2. So look at that. And then the horizontal asymptote is y equals 3. Okay? So this they wanted us to state. All right, there we go.